Hi, 33s. How are you? I wanted to do another video for you because the first video, I hadn't done one in a while for you, and I had a couple of requests. And so the last one that I did was kind of like an overview of who you are and what you do and kind of how you work. So it wasn't too long. It was just kind of a recap. Um, and I wanted to go a little bit deeper. So this is going to be a little bit deeper on, oops, 33s. And if you don't know who I am, I'm Queen Kuli. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. I am an activator. I am here to help you find your gifts, to help you understand how magnificent you are, and to put you into alignment so that you can really live your soul purpose. That's what it's about. That's what we're here for. And that's what I do. And so there's a lot of different ways you can work with me. I'll leave all the links below. But you guys are the master teachers. So obviously, if you don't know, and again, I'm not a numerologist, but I am someone who is a clear channel for God, and I talk to folks in the realms all the time. I help people kind of get their foundation set. So with the archangels, the totem animals, and the ancestors, your ancestors, and I'm here to help you really shine, to keep it simple, right? And you guys are the illuminated nurturers or master teachers, which is super cool. If you don't know, master numbers are 11, 22, 33. I'm an 11. We are similar in a lot of different ways. Even though we're different types of people, we're similar because the master numbers have been here more times than others. We've reincarnated more times. And you can also tell because we have very high expectations, which I'll talk about. And we also take things very seriously, which I'll talk about. Um, and we are here to do and affect the world in a global way. So we don't mind starting out with the community, but that's not really where our strength lies. When we think big. We think the whole world. We want to help everybody and everything. And that's why we're here. We are very compassionate people and we're here to help. So with that, I just wanted to read a little bit before I get into my part of this to give you just a little bit more of an understanding of yourself. And if you already know this, then just listen in for a little bit because I think this is important. So, I mean, you guys, 33s, you love to nurture, use your healing gifts to heal themselves and others, right? You're very focused on causes of humanity. You were born to have a spiritual path, which is why you're constantly push yourself to be better. Very high expectations on yourself, very creative and artistic, very loving, very joyful, very sympathetic, highly sensitive. And, but when 33s are not in alignment with your higher self, they become critical and very much perfectionists, right? Which leads to self-destructive energy. So, you're here to use your loving and healing energy to help the world have a deeper understanding of the meaning of love. So, your teachers, your doctors, your marriage counselors, social workers, that type of thing. Very artistic as well, singers, artists, musicians. And some of the cons, okay, this is where I really wanted to go, of being a Master Life 33. Okay. And bear with me because I'll do the pros after. Okay. Many of the master numbers, we face tests of idealism, ethics, and responsibility. Okay. And most of us are more successful after 33. I think that's because we have to I kind of call it stages. Some people allude to there's a first stage and a second stage. I'm actually thinking there's three stages, right? Depending on how old you are, just because of what you've learned. But you're prone to anxiety, depression, mood swings because you have a busy mind, like 11s, right? We never stop thinking, overactive, crazy minds. I say it in the best way possible, with lots of love. Hyperactivity, we're trying to always rescue people. Body image and eating issues, okay? And self-criticism, especially if you eat a lot of sugar or empty carbs, which creates impatience and a victim complex. I did not know that. Addictions, allergies, chemicals, and burnout. You need fresh water and food, preferably organic. And if you're extra sensitive, exercise is a must, like especially martial arts, yoga, or Pilates to improve your core muscles and your posture. And this is interesting. 33s, because you're a teacher energy, right? You find it hard to listen to people that you don't respect. That's so true of 11s too. I want to ask the 22s that same question. I have to respect you to listen to you, right? I'll tell you a story. 33s can be hard to school because they're eager to please, but they take criticism to heart. So give them a chance to mentor others and you'll see them bloom. But you guys find it hard to listen to those that you don't respect. And yeah, I resonate with that. But let's talk about the pros because you have just as many wonderful things going for you. You are leaders, right? You're bright, you're authoritative, you're tenacious, you're disciplined, you're articulate, you are expressive. Deep down 33s are like, spiritual party animals. And thank God, because seriously, we got to have more fun. Seriously, my goal over the next 6 months is to start making spirituality and enlightenment fun because you guys, we can't be like this all the time, like Zen, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we have to have, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty funny, I'm told. I'm always cracking jokes. We can't be serious all the time. We have to have fun. That's what life's about. Funny, adventurous, self-motivated, fast learners, right? You are very witty, productive under pressure, and compassionate. You understand that there are less than 6 degrees of separation between every soul on earth. That is like a Jeopardy type of thing. I got to remember that. Life path 33s enjoy having a family, right? And like all master numbers, you are connected to star people and star seeds. Super cool. You are fantastic at manifesting what you need. Basically, all you have to do is think about it and it happens for you. So there's a lot of good things that you bring to the table. And there's some critical stuff too that you might need to work on. Cool. Here's the thing I wanted to kind of give to you today. As master numbers 33s, you guys must learn patience, right? And balance in all things. So I talk about this with clients, and I was talking tonight with someone else about balance and how I always talk about these cups, right? So you've got, your emotional cup, you've got your spiritual cup, you've got your physical cup, your body, you've got your emotional cup, and your professional cup. So all of these cups, if you will, need to be overflowing, right? And that's because one goes into the next one, into the next one. This is what I figured out. So in other words, I used to think that these were separate containers, right? But they're not. So I used to say to myself, well, what does it matter if I don't work out? Who cares, right? How is that going to affect my work, my job? And actually, it affects it a lot more than I knew because a couple of years ago, I was pretty overweight because of the job that I was doing. I wasn't happy. I had a lot of stress. I was traveling all the time. I was eating crappy food. I wasn't working out. I wasn't taking care of myself. Basically, I was chasing the money, and that never works for anybody, by the way, just saying. Take it from one who's been there. You have to follow your heart, right? And I was like, I went into a walk-in when I was traveling, and the guy said to me, I was stressed out. I was having a lot of migraines because obviously I was never sleeping because I was always traveling, which means I was never home in my bed. So, I don't know about you, but when I'm on my pillow or anything, I was just not sleeping. So over time, right, this just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And now you've got a problem on your hands. Now what do you do? And so it got really tough. And I went to this walk-in and this guy, listened to what I had to say. And he said, yeah, he said, how much do you like what you do? And I'm like, I mean, I like it. I like it. But actually, I kind of really, I'm getting tired of traveling because I was on the road every single week for 5 years, you guys, every week for 5 years. So think about this. Monday, I was in the office, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday on a plane in a different city, Friday back. And the nights that, so when I'd travel, early in the morning, I'd get there, I'd see people all day, interview, meet with them or work, go to see a client site, come back to the room, eat in my room, and work till 11, 12, whatever, and then do it all again. So I was always burnt out. And after 5 years, I was getting tired of it. And the guy looked at me and he said, "You might want to think about doing something else." And I was like, "What?" Never even occurred to me. Never even occurred to me. And he's like, "You are going to have a breakdown. Your body's going to have a breakdown. You are getting sick. This is your body's way of saying, stop. I can't take this anymore. You need a break." And he was right. Because once I stopped doing that, I felt so much better. And then I started taking care of myself. And that's when I realized everything counts in life. You know, if you didn't know, and haven't watched any of the other videos, which you probably haven't, over the last year and a half, I don't know if I mentioned it, I have been learning from a protector, and he made me unshakable because so many of us, we work healers, empaths, sensitives, master life path numbers, we work in vacuums by ourselves. It's just the way it is right now. One of the things that I am here to do is to bring people together with a sense of community. That's why I'm creating this membership site. I think it's going to be for all the master numbers. I think I just decided that, because we're so similar. And because we all go so deep, we don't do surface talk. That actually, a woman I was talking to tonight, who I'm going to work with, she's like, "I can't talk about this stuff." And I'm not even woo-woo yet, right? Because nobody gets it. You can't walk up to somebody at work, even someone in your family. Like, it took me ages. I mean, honestly, there's people in my family that don't even understand me. Very few people have truly understood me. But more and more people are understanding the message. And I'm so thankful, because that's what God is helping me do. And that's what he wanted. And it's not about me. It's about you. It's about me helping you and God shining through me, not me, but God and spirit and whatever, however that works for you, right? Can be your highest self, whatever works for you. But it's, this person taught me how to be unshakable. And I want to be, and I am for my clients, a mirror for you, because that's how you learn where your weaknesses are. Nobody can see all their weaknesses. Nobody. Everybody needs another person to help them with their blind spots. Even shamans need shamans, right? I need help because I can't see the stuff that's subconscious. And we have these loops that I call them, and we are trying to understand what triggers you to act the way you act so that you can get the stuff that's negative and remove it, right? That's what I help the clients do, as well as create the foundations and really get you strong, right? So you are unshakable, because it's really important. So, you know, learning patience and balance is crucial, but having all of your cups full is really important, because one overflows into the next one. And how do you do that? Well, each of those is a container. So you have to start paying attention to every part of your life, right? So every single thing matters. Everything that we have this one thing he taught me was, everything that you say and do and think matters. We are all connected. Yep, there's 6 degrees of separation between every soul. I believe that, because I believe that we're all connected. So what I do, you can feel. And what you do, I can feel. And it doesn't matter how far away you are from me. And it doesn't matter, at some point, either right away or down the line, I will feel or understand what you've done or what you've said or what you put out into the universe, because the universe is always vibing back to us what we send out, right? So that's why your vibration is so important, and keeping it high is so important. So the things that you say to yourself, you're your own worst enemy, just like 11s are and just like 22s are. That's the stuff that you really have to start working on changing. You have to be your best friend, not your worst enemy, because it hurts you and it hurts me, because I feel what you do, and vice versa. So exercise is a must. Taking care of yourself is a must. eating correctly is a must, getting enough sleep is a must, taking your vitamins is a must. I know it all sounds really simple, and it is. But sometimes the simplest things are the hardest things for us because we make it hard. Because it isn't hard, we just make it hard. Another point was that you're critical, right, of yourself, as I said, a perfectionist, but I wanted to ask you about your expectations, because what are your expectations for yourself and for others around you? Because your expectations can sometimes be super high and super not realistic. And it's almost like, okay, I want to be a great artist. You know, you can take the best artist that you can think of. I don't know, say a painter, it can be anybody. Or just say an actor, whoever you think is the best actor, you know, take De Niro or somebody like that, or Meryl Streep or Charlize Theron, whoever you think is the best actor, whoever. Those people have been doing it for decades. And you are probably thinking, if you want to be an actor, I'm going to go take a class. And as soon as I do that, my very first job, I'll be just as good as De Niro or just as good as Meryl Streep. Those are the crazy expectations we put on ourselves. Now, when I say that, it sounds crazy and you're probably laughing. Like, that's crazy. That's ridiculous. It's going to take time. And you're right. But if you think about it and you look at your expectations for yourself and for your life and for your job and for the people around you, if you're expecting yourself to be perfect or the people around you to be perfect, you're going to be in for a really big letdown because there is no perfect. I did not know that, honestly. Actually, I learned that lesson on my horse when I was riding a couple of years ago. And I was talking to the instructor, and I was very upset because my horse wasn't doing what I wanted because I wasn't giving clear signals. It's my fault, not him. And I was like, I just want to be perfect. And she's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I just want to do this perfectly. She's like, there's no perfect. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, there's no perfect because perfection is in your mind's eye. And it's like beauty, it's subjective. What some people think is gorgeous, other people are like, ugly, not at all. Right? It's crazy. So be easy on yourself. Start being your best friend instead of your worst enemy. Not lower your expectations, but adjust them a little bit so that they're a little bit more realistic. Maybe make the time frame a little bit longer. Maybe adjust them a little so they're easier to reach, because then you'll have a goal with the expectations around it. And if you reach it, and if you reach it quicker than you thought you would, you'll be all happy versus a goal that's pie in the sky, really hard to reach. You're striving for it all the time. If it takes a long time, you're going to get bummed out about it because it's going to be hard to reach. And then you're eventually going to be like, I can't do this. And really, you can do it, but your expectations are too high and your time frame's too short, or you're trying to do something perfectly first time you've ever tried. It doesn't work that way. It's like trying to win an award, like a huge award, like an Oscar or something, and you're just beginning work, or you've only done one film, right? You don't even really understand how things work yet. It's good to have goals. I'm not telling you not to have goals, but I am saying make them realistic and make your expectations realistic, that they work for you, not against you. Okay. Um, so a little bit of adjusting is a huge thing. You know, it was funny because my sister and I were taking photos tonight, you know, just content for the web and stuff like that. And we're looking at them and I'm like, you know, oh, that's not good of me or whatever. And she's like, stop. Because I always do that. She's like, why are we so hard on ourselves? I'm like, I don't know, but we are. It's always like we're looking for the flaws and not the good stuff. And God told me recently, about a week and a half ago, he said, I've given you so many gifts and all you do is question instead of working with your gifts and seeing the good stuff. So it's kind of like, look at your life and you're always picking out the bad stuff Like, I don't have this, I don't make enough money, I don't drive this car, I don't have that job, you know, all that. I don't look the way I want to look. If you can use that as fuel, great. But if you do it every single day, it can be a real downer after a while. Start looking at what is working for you. Like, what do you have? Do you have food on the table? Keep it simple. Are you using your gifts? Some of them, maybe not all of them, but some of them, right? Things can always get better, but be happy for the stuff that you have and show the gratitude. Because when you do that, you're raising your vibration and putting that out into the world. The universe feels that and then responds and gives you more of that instead of more of what you don't have. And that's the big key, right? So I hope this helped you. You guys are amazing. 33s are very similar to 11s. We are all trying to do our best and help others. So be nice to yourself and adjust your expectations, right? And really be kind to yourself because you guys are star seeds. You're here for a reason and you're here to help those who haven't woken up yet. And you are awakened. And no matter how far along you are, there's always more to do because we can help those that are not awakened at all. They have no idea what's going on in the world. We have to be that light for them, as well as moving ourselves along. Hey guys, I hope this helped you. And let me know if this one is, you know, better for you than the last one. I hope it went a little bit deeper. And send me questions and comments. All right, guys, thanks so much. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave me comments. And if you need to work with me, everything is below. All right, talk soon, guys. Thanks.